Welcome to the kitchen. Learning a new language can feel overwhelming, but building a sentence is often just following a sequence. Once you know the order of the ingredients, you can start to see how the whole language comes together. These blocks represent a standard English sentence. To say, I eat the apple, the action, eating, sits right in the middle. You have the subject, the verb, and then the object. But Hindi follows a different rule. In a Hindi sentence, that action block moves to the very end. The new sequence becomes I, the apple, eat. The subject starts the sentence, the object takes the middle, and the verb finishes the thought. Placing the action at the end is a major shift in perspective. Mastering this subject-object-verb order provides the structural foundation you need to begin forming clear thoughts in Hindi. To start cooking with this new structure, we need two main ingredients. First are the nouns, sanya. Think of these as raw materials, the people, places, and things sitting on your cutting board. Next, we have the verbs, called kriya. These are your cooking techniques, the specific actions you apply to those raw materials, like chopping, boiling, or frying. Learning how to prep these ingredients and applying the action at the end of the sequence gives you the tools to build your first sentences. Before we drop our ingredients into the pan, we need to categorize them. In Hindi, nouns are handled differently depending on whether they can be counted. You can count individual bananas, for example, but you measure milk by volume. If an ingredient is countable, the sound at the end of the word changes depending on whether you have one or many. Look at how the word for banana changes on screen. A single banana is kela. To talk about multiple bananas, we change that A sound at the end to an E sound, making it kele. Checking if your noun is countable and adjusting that ending is standard prep work before you move the word into the middle of your sentence. There are some ingredients we can physically touch, like a spoonful of sugar, and then there are the qualities that sugar possesses, like sweetness. Watch how this sugar dissolves into the tea. The physical action is dissolving, but the result, sweetness, is a state of being. In Hindi, abstract states like sweetness are still treated as nouns. They are ingredients you use to describe a situation rather than the action itself. Recognizing that a state of being is a noun helps you keep your sentence organized, ensuring you don't confuse a description with a physical action. Now let's prep the verbs. Every action word starts as a simple root called dhatu. For example, the root for eating is ka, and the root for drinking is pi. To turn a root into its standard form, we attach a specific suffix. Adding na to the root ka gives us kana, to eat. The same logic applies. Take the root pi, add na, and it becomes pina, to drink. Focusing on these simple roots allows you to expand your vocabulary quickly. Once you know the root, you can adapt the verb to fit different types of sentences. Sometimes Hindi creates actions by pairing a noun with the verb karna, which means to do. For example, the word for cleaning is safai. If you put safai next to karna, you are literally saying to do the cleaning. You can also add a helper verb after your main action. It's like adding a final seasoning to a dish to give it a sense of completion. It changes a generic idea like eating into the specific idea of finishing a meal. Combining these building blocks allow you to express nuanced ideas using a smaller, more versatile vocabulary. Now that the ingredients are prepped, we can assemble a full sentence using the subject-object-verb sequence we practiced earlier. We'll start with the subject, the person doing the action. We'll put the name Ram at the very beginning. Next comes the object, or our noun ingredient. We'll use the word for milk, which is dood, and place it in the middle. Finally, we add the verb. We take the action drinks, pita hai, and place it at the end. The full sentence is, Ram dood pita hai. Ram drinks milk. This subject-object-verb framework is the primary structure used for most daily conversational statements. This pattern is very adaptable. Once you have the subject and the verb in their proper places, you can swap out the middle object to talk about almost anything. Language relies on these repeating patterns. By seeing how these ingredients fit together, you can begin to navigate the internal logic of Hindi. It's your turn to try the pattern. Following the subject-object-verb sequence, how would you translate the phrase, I drink tea, into Hindi? Leave your translation in the comments below.